Let's be real, nursing can be tough. Long hours, stressful shifts, and sometimes not the best pay. But what if I told you there's one state in Australia where nurses actually get a better deal? Better pay, better work-life balance, and oh yeah, way more sunshine. Think you can guess which one? Stick around because this might just make you want to pack your bags. First things first, let's talk money. First of all, let's talk about the salary situation in this state. If you're working as a registered nurse in Australia, your salary can really vary depending on where you are. Now here's a quick comparison of the first-year RN salaries across different states in Australia. And for the purposes of this comparison, I'm only taking into account Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, and Western Australia. Now let's go over the first-year RN salaries in these states. The first one being Queensland. First-year registered nurses earn $82,753 per year. Whereas in New South Wales, the figure is $74,880. And Victoria is $69,253. And Western Australia is $80,963. Which is not bad actually. So some of the nurses I know who work in different parts of Australia were able to help me when I was doing my research when it comes to the first year RN salary. So these are the numbers when it comes to these different states: Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, and Western Australia. And Queensland obviously being the winner when it comes to first year RN salary. Yep, you heard that right. Queensland nurses earn significantly more than their New South Wales colleagues. And the pay gets even better with more experience you have. Plus, there are extra allowances. If you work in rural remote areas of Queensland, your pay would be even better. Or if you're working weekend shifts or night shifts, you get those extra dollars thanks to the penalty rates. Alright, so the pay is better, but what about work-life balance? Queensland is known for its laid-back culture, with a focus on outdoor activities and community living. Work-life balance in Queensland is often considered better when compared to the other states, due to a combination of lifestyle, job flexibility, and cost of living. Queensland's health system offers a mix of public, private, and regional jobs, giving nurses more flexibility in choosing their work environment. And if you choose to work in a regional or coastal areas, the demands of the job would also be less intense when compared to the metropolitan hospitals. And the cost of living in Queensland cities is significantly lower when compared to Sydney and Melbourne. Nurses can afford a better quality of life, be it renting or buying a home. And because of the cost of living is not crazily expensive as Sydney or Melbourne, nurses can actually afford to have time off, and you won't have to work those extra shifts to make ends meet. More beach days, more weekend getaways, and much less exhaustion. Sounds pretty good, right? Okay, let's be honest. Your job is important, but so is your life outside of work. And Queensland, it's hard to beat. Now let's talk about other lifestyle perks that we get in Queensland. First of all, let's talk about housing. Queensland offers more affordable housing when compared to Sydney or Melbourne, be it buying or renting property. I mean, I get dizzy just thinking about trying to buy a property in Sydney. And honestly, I feel I won't be able to buy a property in the localities I like in Sydney, because property in Sydney is actually on fire. So I see a lot of people moving up to Queensland when they decide to buy a home. So more affordable housing in Queensland also means that there's less financial stress and reducing the need to work those extra shifts and overtime and have more time to yourself. And secondly, there's less traffic on Queensland roads. I mean, comparatively when you compare it to Sydney and Melbourne, so you won't have to spend half of your life traveling to and from work. I mean, sometimes I spend an hour getting home, which is only a 20-minute ride when there's no traffic. But if I'm stuck in a peak hour, it actually takes me an hour to get home. So less traffic in Queensland actually means that you would have more time to yourself, which you can use to do things for yourself or spend time with your family. 300 plus days of sunshine. Seriously, that's a big plus for me. I consider myself a summer baby, and Queensland is known for its favorable weather conditions, which is warm most of the year. So if you're someone like me who doesn't like the cold weather, moving up to Queensland would be an ideal option for you. I mean, I was in Gold Coast one time in the middle of winter, which is like June and July for us, and I was roaming around in a tee, which is so unusual for me. For someone who knows me would know that I go so cold so quickly, and you would think that it doesn't really get cold in Sydney. I mean, for someone who lives in Melbourne would probably be watching this video and saying, what are you complaining about? Sydney doesn't really get that cold. But it does. It gets down to like 5 degrees in winter. So for me to roam around in t-shirt and jeans in the middle of winter in Gold Coast was pretty good. And the last one that I would like to mention as a lifestyle perk that we have in Queensland is access to so many beaches and national parks, which means that people are more prone to spending time outdoors, which promotes a healthier and an active lifestyle. So there you have it. The best state for nurses in Australia is Queensland. Higher pay, better conditions, and amazing lifestyle. So what do you think? Would you work there? Now that I've researched on this topic and I have a comparison in my mind, I'm pretty convinced that at some point I would consider moving to Queensland as well. I've always lived and worked in New South Wales. Pretty pretty much Sydney. So all my friends and family are based in Sydney as well, and I think that's also the reason that I never actually considered moving, but I'm keeping an open mind, we'll see. So guys, I hope you found this video helpful in some way, and let me know in the comment section below, would you consider moving to Queensland for a better lifestyle and better pay? Let's have a chat, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!